Remember when American trucks ruled the highways? Their distinctive profiles casting long shadows across the interstates? Those golden days when a Mack B Series or a Peterbilt 351 commanded respect with their mere presence? Well, grab your CB radio and settle in for a journey through some of the most notorious missteps in American commercial truck manufacturing history. The diesel revolution of the 1970s sparked a wave of bold engineering experiments, some more successful than others. As interstate commerce expanded and fuel efficiency became paramount, manufacturers rushed to adapt, sometimes at the expense of reliability and proven designs. These trucks tell a story not just of mechanical failures and engineering flaws, but of an industry in transformation, struggling to balance tradition with emerging technologies. From catastrophic engine failures to frames that couldn't handle the rigors of heavy-duty hauling, the vehicles on this list serve as cautionary tales in commercial transport history. Number 20. When General Motors unveiled the Chevrolet Kodiak and GMC Topkick in 1980, they represented the company's ambitious bid to dominate the medium-duty truck market. With initial price tags ranging from $15,500 for the base C550 model to $21,000 for the fully equipped C750 variant, approximately $55,000 to $75,000 in today's currency. These trucks positioned themselves as versatile workhorses for various commercial applications. The design philosophy emphasized functionality with a distinctive squared-off hood and a chrome-accented grille that became their trademark. The cab-forward configuration offered excellent visibility, while the set-back front axle provided a surprisingly tight turning radius for a truck of this size. Interior amenities were Spartan but purposeful, featuring high-mounted seats, robust vinyl upholstery, and easy-to-clean rubber flooring. However, reality fell short of expectations. The trucks gained a reputation for reliability issues, particularly with their Detroit diesel engines. Cold weather starting proved problematic, and the electrical systems showed vulnerability to environmental conditions. Maintenance costs often exceeded industry averages, with some components requiring specialized service that wasn't readily available in all areas. These factors contributed to disappointing resale values, which consistently lagged behind competitors like International and Ford. Number 19. When International Harvester introduced the Transstar in 1998, it carried a base price of $52,000 to $65,000, $92,000 to $115,000 in today's currency, positioning itself as a modern solution for regional hauling and urban distribution. This mid-range truck represented International's attempt to bridge the gap between their heavy-duty offerings and the increasingly sophisticated medium-duty segment. Operational realities exposed several weaknesses. Fuel efficiency, a key selling point, failed to meet expectations, typically delivering 6 to 8 miles per gallon under load, below the segment average. The proprietary engine management system proved temperamental, leading to unplanned downtime and frustrated fleet managers. Interior build quality issues manifested early in ownership, with frequent reports of rattles, loose trim pieces, and failing HVAC controls. Market response ultimately revealed the Transstar's position as a compromise that satisfied few. While International had aimed to create a versatile medium-duty platform, the result was a truck that struggled to excel in any particular role. By 2007, declining sales and increasing competition for more refined offerings led to its discontinuation, marking the end of International's attempt to redefine the medium-duty segment with this particular model. Number 18. When Mack unveiled the Granite in 2005, it carried a hefty base price of $89,500 to $125,000, $132,000 to $185,000 in today's currency, positioning itself as a premium player in the heavy-duty construction and vocational truck market. The iconic bulldog hood ornament promised the legendary Mack toughness, though the reality would prove more complex. At its core, the Granite featured Mack's MP series engines, primarily the MP7, 11-liter, and MP8, 13-liter power plants, offering ratings from 325 to 485 horsepower. These engines were paired with either the Mack T300 ES manual transmission or the much-touted MDR-IVE automated manual transmission. Gross vehicle weight ratings ranged impressively from 35,000 to 92,000 pounds, targeting everything from concrete mixer to heavy hauling applications. Maintenance costs became a major concern. The complex emissions control systems required frequent attention, while the electrical architecture proved vulnerable to the harsh conditions of construction sites. The much-marketed maintenance-free front suspension bushings often needed replacement before 100,000 miles, and warranty claims for engine-related issues became commonplace. Number 17. When Peterbilt launched the 365 in 1985, it entered the market with a base price of $65,000 to $85,000, 100 times $75,000 to $230,000 in today's currency, positioning itself as a premium choice in the heavy-duty conventional truck segment. This chrome-laden titan represented Peterbilt's traditional approach in an era increasingly demanding modernization. Operational challenges became evident as the industry evolved. The boxy design created significant wind resistance, particularly noticeable in headwinds and at highway speeds. The dated cab ergonomics, with their high hood line and limited visibility, made urban maneuvering more challenging than necessary. While the mechanical simplicity offered some maintenance advantages, the increasing focus on fuel costs made the 365's thirsty nature harder to justify. Peterbilt's experience with the 365 ultimately influenced their future designs, leading to more aerodynamic models that better balance tradition with efficiency. The model story illustrates the industry's broader shift toward performance-oriented design, even at the expense of classical styling elements that once defined the American truck market. Number 16. Kenworth T200, 2003 to 2012. Entering the market at a base price of $72,000 to $95,000, $115,000 to $152,000 in today's currency, the Kenworth T200 represented PACCAR's attempt to dominate the regional hauling and vocational segment. This medium-heavy truck aimed to blend Kenworth's premium reputation with accessibility, though the result would prove less than stellar. The cab design reflected cost-cutting measures that contrasted sharply with Kenworth's premium brand image. The 106-inch BBC measurement provided decent maneuverability, but the interior ergonomics drew consistent criticism. Drivers complained about the cramped space, poor seat comfort, and excessive road noise, unusual issues for a Kenworth product. The dash layout, while functional, featured materials that seemed more appropriate for entry-level trucks than a premium nameplate. Fleet experiences varied widely, but common themes emerged. The simplified maintenance schedule, while appealing on paper, couldn't offset the frequency of unscheduled repairs. The limited engine options restricted the truck's versatility, particularly in applications requiring more power. Even the promised fuel efficiency advantages failed to materialize, with many operators reporting figures below segment averages. Number 15. When Chevrolet introduced the CK series in 1960, with prices ranging from $2,100 to $2,800, or $20,500 to $27,000 in today's currency, few could have predicted its 38-year journey through American truck history. The designation was elegantly simple: C for two-wheel drive, K for four-wheel drive, a naming convention that would become part of automotive vocabulary. The power plant lineup evolved significantly over the decades. Early models featured the reliable 235 cubic inch inline-six producing 135 horsepower, but by the 1990s, options included the 350 V8 200 to 210 horsepower and the mighty 454 V8 230 to 255 horsepower. Transmission choices expanded from the basic 3-speed manual to include the sturdy THM 400 automatic and the celebrated new process 4-speed manual, though later years revealed concerning durability issues with automatic transmissions. The CK series final years reflect the challenges of maintaining a legacy platform in an evolving market. While early examples represented the best of American truck engineering, later models struggled to compete with more sophisticated offerings. Their story serves as both a testament to Chevrolet's influence on truck design and a reminder that even iconic models must evolve or face obsolescence. Number 14. When Ford launched the F650/F750 Super Duty line in 1994, starting prices ranged from $45,000 to $65,000, $88,000 to $127,000 in today's currency, positioning these trucks as Ford's answer to the demanding medium-heavy commercial segment. These Class 6 to 7 trucks represented Ford's ambitious attempt to dominate the commercial market, though the execution would prove problematic. The cab design emphasized ruggedness over refinement, featuring a massive grille and imposing stance that promised capability but delivered mixed results. The interior, while spacious, suffered from poor ergonomics and subpar material quality. The high entry height and limited visibility created challenges for drivers in urban environments, while the basic HVAC controls and dated instrument cluster reflected minimal updates throughout its production run. Fleet experiences varied widely based on application. Some operators praised the truck's raw capability in specific roles like crane operations or heavy towing, while others struggled with the high operating costs and frequent downtime. The simplified maintenance schedule appealed to some fleet managers, but the reality of unscheduled repairs often offset any planned maintenance advantages. Number 13. When Freightliner introduced the Argosy in 1983, with a base price of $55,000 to $72,000, $160,000 to $10,000 in today's currency, it represented their attempt to modernize the cab over engine COE segment. This ambitious entry into the medium-duty market promised innovation but delivered controversy. The cab design showcased Freightliner's attempt at aerodynamic innovation, featuring rounded corners and a sloped windshield. However, the execution fell short. The cab mounting system proved inadequate, leading to excessive vibration and premature wear of suspension components. Interior ergonomics, while attempting to be modern, suffered from poor space utilization and subpar material quality. The much-touted advanced electrical system became notorious for random failures. Fleet experiences were consistently problematic. The promised maintenance advantages of the cab-over design were offset by frequent unscheduled repairs. The limited cargo capacity, despite the COE configuration, frustrated operators who expected better space utilization. Even the theoretical maneuverability advantages were compromised by a surprisingly wide turning radius. Number 12. When Mack introduced the Pinnacle in 2004, it commanded a premium price point of $98,000 to $135,000, positioning itself as the flagship of Mack's highway fleet. This ambitious entry into the premium long-haul segment carried the weight of Mack's reputation, though reality would prove challenging. The cab design represented Mack's attempt at modernization, featuring a 70-degree sloped windshield and rounded corners for improved aerodynamics. However, the execution fell short. The interior ergonomics drew consistent criticism, with drivers reporting uncomfortable seating positions, limited storage options, and excessive wind noise at highway speeds. The much-touted premium materials showed early wear, particularly in high-touch areas. Operational realities exposed significant weaknesses. The MP series engines struggled with reliability, particularly regarding the EGR system and turbocharger complications. The electrical architecture proved problematic, with numerous reports of dashboard failures and intermittent sensor issues. The air suspension system, while promising improved ride quality, often required premature replacement of key components. Number 11. When Chevrolet launched the LT series in 1987, priced between $38,000 and $55,000, $97,000 to $140,000 in today's currency, it represented one of GM's final attempts to compete in the medium-duty commercial market with traditional engineering principles. This conventional truck line offered familiarity in an era of rapid modernization, though that approach would ultimately prove its undoing. Power options centered around the Detroit diesel 8.2-liter V8, 165 to 205 horsepower, and the Caterpillar 3116, 170 to 250 horsepower, paired with either the Allison MT640 automatic or the Spicer 5-speed manual transmission. These powertrains, while proven, delivered disappointing fuel economy, typically averaging 6 to 7 miles per gallon in urban operations, figures that became increasingly difficult to justify as fuel prices rose. The LT series legacy represents the end of an era in commercial truck design. While some operators appreciated its mechanical simplicity, the market increasingly demanded modern features and efficiency. Its story serves as a reminder that even trusted designs must evolve to remain competitive in an advancing market. Number 10. When Ford introduced the Aeromax in 1991, with prices ranging from $75,000 to $95,000, $160,000 to $203,000 in today's currency, it represented their attempt to modernize their heavy-duty lineup with a supposedly aerodynamic design. The irony of the name would become apparent as operators discovered its actual performance characteristics. The design attempted to blend traditional Ford styling with modern aerodynamics, resulting in a confused aesthetic that achieved neither goal effectively. The cab featured minor wind-cheating elements, but retained many drag-inducing characteristics of conventional designs. The interior, while spacious, suffered from poor material quality and ergonomic oversights. The much-touted advanced dashboard layout proved problematic, with frequent electrical issues and gauge failures. Number 9. When International launched the Durastar in 1997, carrying a base price of $58,000 to $78,000, $105,000 to $142,000 in today's currency, it aimed to dominate the medium-duty market with a balance of capability and efficiency. This attempt at a jack-of-all-trades approach would prove more problematic than promising. Operational challenges emerged early. The electrical system proved problematic, with numerous reports of gauge failures and intermittent electrical issues. The HVAC system showed poor reliability, often requiring major repairs before 200,000 miles. The DT466E engine, while historically reliable, suffered from fuel injection issues in this application, leading to cold start problems and irregular idle behavior. Fleet experiences highlighted the truck's limitations. While the simplified maintenance schedule appealed to some operators, the frequency of unscheduled repairs offset any planned maintenance advantages. The limited power ratings restricted versatility, particularly in applications requiring heavy towing or frequent hill climbing. Even the promised durability advantages failed to materialize as components aged. Number 8. When Freightliner introduced the Century class in 1998, priced between $82,000 and $115,000, $145,000 to $205,000 in today's currency, it represented their vision for trucking in the new millennium. However, this ambitious platform would prove less revolutionary than intended, despite its promising marketing campaign. The design attempted to balance aerodynamics with traditional styling, resulting in a compromised aesthetic that achieved neither goal effectively. The cab featured a moderately sloped hood and rounded corners, but retained many drag-inducing elements. Interior space, while adequate, suffered from poor material quality and ergonomic oversights. The driver-focused dashboard layout proved problematic, with frequent electrical gremlins and gauge failures. The Century class's legacy represents Freightliner's struggle to transition into modern truck design. While attempting to bridge traditional and contemporary demands, the execution satisfied neither conservative nor progressive operators. Its story serves as a reminder that revolutionary marketing requires revolutionary performance to match. Number 7. When Mack unveiled the Superliner in 1999, with a premium price tag of $105,000 to $138,000, $182,000 to $240,000 in today's currency, it represented their ambitious bid to dominate the long-haul segment. This heavyweight contender promised luxury and performance, but delivered a series of compromises that would haunt its reputation. Power came exclusively from Mack's proprietary E7 engine series, offering ratings from 350 to 460 horsepower, figures that proved marginal for heavy-haul applications. Paired with either the troublesome Maxitorque ES manual or the problematic T318 automatic transmission, the powertrain delivered disappointing fuel economy, averaging 5.2 to 5.8 miles per gallon in highway operations, well below competitor figures and industry expectations. The Superliner's legacy represents Mac's struggle to adapt to evolving long-haul requirements. While the brand's reputation for toughness remained intact in vocational applications, the Superliner's shortcomings in highway service damaged Mac's aspirations in the premium long-haul market. Its story serves as a reminder that brand heritage alone cannot overcome fundamental issues in comfort, efficiency, and reliability. Number 6. When International Harvester introduced the Lodestar in 1957, priced between $4,800 and $6,500, $49,000 to $67,000 in today's currency, it represented their commitment to the medium-duty truck market. This long-running series would span nearly 3 decades, though its resistance to modernization would ultimately prove problematic. The design remained stubbornly unchanged throughout its production, featuring a conventional cab with a massive grille and near-vertical windshield. Interior ergonomics reflected 1950s priorities, with basic vinyl seating, minimal insulation, and a stark instrument panel that became increasingly dated. The high entry height and poor visibility made urban operation particularly challenging, especially in later years when competitors offered more modern designs. The Lodestar's legacy represents both the success and limitations of conservative design philosophy. While its longevity speaks to the fundamental soundness of its concept, its resistance to modernization ultimately rendered it obsolete. Its story serves as a reminder that even successful platforms must evolve to remain competitive in an advancing market. Number 5. When Mac introduced the final iteration of their B series in 1981, priced between $45,000 and $65,000, $144,000 to $208,000 in today's currency, it represented the sunset of their traditional cab-over-engine design philosophy. This venerable platform, while beloved by traditionalists, would struggle to remain relevant in an evolving market. The design remained steadfastly traditional, featuring the iconic vertical face and panoramic windshield characteristic of classic cab-over trucks. The cab interior, while offering excellent visibility, suffered from poor noise insulation and dated ergonomics. The hydraulic tilt mechanism, crucial for engine access, became notorious for failures, particularly in cold weather. The premium materials showed rapid wear, especially in the driver's seating area and control points. The B-Series legacy represents the end of an era in American trucking. While its traditional design maintained a loyal following among some operators, the market increasingly demanded modern amenities and efficiency. Its story serves as a reminder that even iconic designs must evolve or face obsolescence in an advancing industry. Number 4. When Ford introduced the Cargo to North America in 1981, priced between $35,000 and $52,000, $112,000 to $166,000 in today's currency, it represented their ambitious attempt to transplant European truck design into the American market. This experiment in cross-continental engineering would prove more challenging than anticipated. The design reflected European influence with its cab-forward layout and compact dimensions. However, the execution fell short of American expectations. The cab interior, while space-efficient, suffered from poor material quality and ergonomic compromises. The electrical system, designed for European specifications, proved problematic when adapted to North American requirements. The much-touted advanced dashboard layout became notorious for gauge failures and electrical gremlins. Fleet experiences varied but shared common disappointments. The promised maintenance advantages of European design were offset by parts availability issues and specialized service requirements. The limited power ratings restricted versatility, particularly in applications requiring heavy towing. Even the theoretical advantages of the cab-forward design were compromised by frequent mechanical issues. The Cargo's legacy represents Ford's failed attempt to globalize their truck offerings. While the concept of importing European efficiency had merit, the execution fell short of meeting North American requirements and expectations. Its story serves as a reminder that successful vehicle transplants require more than simple market adaptation. They demand fundamental understanding of regional needs and conditions. Number 3. When Mac launched the R series in the early 1970s, priced between $28,000 and $42,000, or $185,000 to $277,000 in today's currency, it represented their commitment to traditional American trucking values. This conventional cab heavyweight would prove both a testament to Mac's durability and a victim of changing market demands. Power came primarily from Mac's own Thermodyne diesel engines, ranging from the ENDT 675, 235 to 285 horsepower, to the larger ENDT 676, 285 to 350 horsepower, paired with either the Mac T2090 manual or the problematic TR 7210 automatic transmission. Fuel efficiency proved consistently disappointing, typically delivering 4.2 to 5.0 miles per gallon in highway operations, figures that became increasingly burdensome as fuel prices climbed during the oil crises. Operational realities exposed significant weaknesses. The Thermodyne engines, while durable, struggled with fuel injection issues and cooling system inadequacies. The electrical system proved vulnerable to vibration damage, leading to chronic reliability problems. The heavy construction, while promising durability, reduced payload capacity and increased operating costs through excessive tire wear and fuel consumption. Number 2. When Freightliner introduced the S2 series in the early 1970s, priced between $25,000 and $38,000, $165,000 to $250,000 in today's currency, it represented their attempt to establish a foothold in the medium-duty conventional market. This traditional approach would prove increasingly problematic as the market evolved. Power options centered around the Cummins V5, 185 to 210 horsepower, and the Detroit Diesel 6V53, 170 to 238 horsepower, paired with either the Fuller RT613 manual or the troublesome Allison MT643 automatic transmission. Fuel efficiency disappointed operators, typically delivering 6 to 7.5 miles per gallon in urban operations, figures that became increasingly difficult to justify during the fuel crises of the 1970s. The design reflected dated priorities, featuring a conventional cab with minimal concession to aerodynamics or driver comfort. The interior ergonomics drew consistent criticism, with drivers reporting limited legroom, poor seat comfort, and excessive engine heat intrusion. The simplified dashboard layout became notorious for electrical issues and gauge failures, particularly in humid conditions. The S2 series legacy represents Freightliner's struggle to compete in the evolving medium-duty market. While its conventional design offered familiarity, the lack of innovation and declining build quality ultimately rendered it obsolete. Its story serves as a reminder that market presence alone cannot sustain dated technology in an advancing industry. Number 1. When Ford introduced these Super Duty variants in the early 1980s, priced between $32,000 and $45,000, $95,000 to $133,000 in today's currency, they represented Ford's attempt to bridge the gap between light commercial and heavy-duty segments. This ambitious middle ground approach would prove more problematic than profitable. When Ford introduced these Super Duty variants in the early 1980s, priced between $32,000 and $45,000, $95,000 to $133,000 in today's currency, they represented Ford's attempt to bridge the gap between light commercial and heavy-duty segments. This ambitious middle ground approach would prove more problematic than profitable. The F700/F800's legacy represents Ford's struggle to establish a strong presence in the medium-duty segment. While attempting to offer a bridge between weight classes, the execution fell short of both lighter and heavier competitors' capabilities. Its story serves as a reminder that attempting to satisfy multiple market segments often results in satisfying none completely.